Welcome back to Notes from the Sanctuary. I'm Véronique.
And I'm Paola.
And we're learning to live a better, gentler life, and we want you along for the ride.
So I know last week we had a pretty interesting conversation.
Yes.
Did anything from that conversation stay with you or shake something loose or?
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that's kind of funny is that I found that a lot of my not wanting to talk about it was very much associated to my family hearing it.
Yeah.
It's like strangers, I don't care. They can think I'm freaky, I don't care.
YOLO.
Friends, I probably know it already.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it's just it was a good conversation, and it did sometimes you say things without realizing how much you believe them.
Yeah.
So it's you're talking about how these conversations need to happen more, and you kind of saying it out of I don't know, it's logic.
Yeah.
But then after you say it, you're actually, yeah.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. It becomes much more personal to you and less just a logical statement.
I like that. I like that was your takeaway. For me, I realized two takeaways. One is I talked a lot about how, for me, intimacy and sex and all that fun stuff has changed dramatically from when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely. And as much as it has changed dramatically until now, I'm really excited to see and continue my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because where will it take me?
Yes.
And then the other thing that really took away is life stage. Because even sometimes I have conversations with my mom, and she's late 50s, okay, going into her 60s. So it's actually, she's forever 39. Never mind, forever 39.
Yeah. It's my mom, she's told me just recently, how the hell are you 46? I'm not even 46.
Exactly. So anyway, she would tell me things about her childhood and la la la, and she's yeah, but you had a different childhood. I'm yeah, they had a game where they would kick a bucket around, and that was the game. And they stopped playing it because my uncle, he was the youngest of the three, hurt himself really badly, so they had to stop playing.
Yeah.
But otherwise they kicked a bucket, and I'm dude, I played Sandman on a play structure.
Yeah.
Yes, I still played outside, but I also had other aspects of right? And we talked about the availability of the internet.
Yes.
That hit me too. I was holy, our life has been so dramatically impacted by when we lived.
Yes, and the technology that is our time, in
accessible
our time.
to us. So that's pretty cool.
It's actually really interesting, wondering where it's going to go. I know there's a lot of people that are really scared.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is kind of scary because it's very unknown and everything's changing like crazy. But it's also I don't know, exciting in a way too, because the world is changing and we as humans find a way. We find a way.
Figure it out. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So emotional emotional nourishment is different from self-care. Self-care is more about maintenance, keeping yourself functional, while nourishment is about being genuinely fed. And in the context of this chapter, we're kind of widening the lens. So what does it mean to be nourished emotionally, but also sensually, relationally, sexually? What fills you in a way that isn't just rest? Because rest is super important.
Yes.
But is actual replenishment.
Yeah.
So this episode lives at the intersection of emotional needs, physical connection, and the conversations that either get us there or keep us away from it.
Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be hella good. Okay. So again, we split it up into different parts because this conversation can go so many ways. So we're going to start with part one, which is what actually feeds you. So my first question is, when you think about what truly nourishes you, not just rests you, like refills your cup per se, what comes to mind and what fills you at a deeper level?
That's very easy. Conversation. Which is funny because I'm an introvert. Like, very much like, I don't recharge on being around people as much as I recharge on conversations, if that makes any sense. So like doing things with people, or like a kind of more like superficial hanging out with people, I prefer being on my own. I'll recharge on my own. I feel like maybe like those conversations, I have them internally. Like I have the time to have those kind of like deeper thoughts by myself, so that I'll recharge. But if I'm with people, whether it's in a relationship or friendship, where I'm having like really deep conversations, like that's very recharging for me. Like, you know, like talking about like anything from like, you know, emotional needs, having like these conversations we're having right now, they're super recharging for me.
For you. So they can at least fill your cup.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I agree, and that refills my emotional. They could be conversations, they could be spending time with friends or family. It's just others, because I'm an ambivert, so I require a bit of both, but I also really require that physical intimacy with my partner. And physical intimacy can be anything. It could be just like, I need you to hold me. I need those big bone cracking hugs. I need one of those, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel overwhelmed, and I'm just like, and then I'll start like literally tearing up, and that actually helps me.
That's
because once I
nice.
release that, like sometimes I have like a physical,
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
and then
Yeah.
it empties, and then I'm ready to receive.
Yeah. You see, like, I don't really allow myself to need this
Interesting.
because, you know, I'm in a long distance relationship. But I wonder, like, I feel like even in that, excuse me, even in a close up relationship, I feel like maybe I don't allow myself to need that either. Like, it's too vulnerable. Like, it's vulnerable in a different way. It's funny, like, I can be vulnerable in some ways, and in other ways, less so.
Interesting. Do you think it's because of the partners you have been with in the past?
I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure, you know, anxiety in general is not healthy, of course. But, yeah, like, I've, like, in my past relationships, like, I'm not going to go into too many details, but, like, I was married before, and that was actually, it was not a bad relationship. It was just not really a marriage.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, we still, like, we get along. He's coming by to hang out, like, to stay with the kids this weekend, like, this coming weekend and stuff. He'll sleep on my couch. Like, you know, like, there's, like, absolutely no, like, regret, like, either way or anything like that. It's just, like, he's just this man that is there for my kids type of thing. And, but, you know, I probably did not learn much about what a good relationship is through that, you know? And I was very young when I was 19 when we got together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, we got married, I was 25. So we did, like, not rush into things or anything, but I was 19 when I moved in.
Yeah, that's a young part of your life. And it sounds like you are realizing that this being vulnerable is hard for you.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I'm, like, really, like, it's really easy for me to be kind of fake vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like pretending a little bit.
It's like I'm very, very vulnerable, but then there's these parts that are very, like, completely separate.
And that may take time for you. It seems like you recognize it. It may take time for you to okay, now you know. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Right? It takes practice.
Do I need to do something about it?
You may not need to. You may not need to unless if you don't like it.
No, exactly.
Unless if you recognize this because you want to do a change.
Yeah. No, like when it comes to like what you were saying about that, like that physical need, I probably have it. I've learned to turn it off. Yeah, long distance relationships.
It's
I did
tough.
them a lot.
Yeah.
I've done 2 in a row.
Oh my god, that's tough.
Yeah, but actually, like I was out with some friends on Saturday, and she brought up the fact that for me, I probably find long distance relationships safer.
Probably.
And I've been thinking about it for a long time, and it's just like, I think in my marriage, in my first like real relationship I rushed into things, and I come to not trust myself. And because of that, it's easier to be in a long distance relationship where I cannot make that mistake. I do not have a choice but to take things slow.
The distance forces you.
Yeah.
Which, hey, listen, if it works,
it works, but
it works for now.
yeah.
Maybe not be long term, right?
No, exactly.
Okay, next question. Are there things you thought would nourish you that actually don't? And things that surprised you?
Yes, for sure. I think, for one thing, summer 2012. Summer 2012.
Summer of 69. But 2012.
So I was I was in that long distance relationship that was the one prior to my current one. And we were broken up for that summer, and I did a lot of dating. Yeah. And I thought I was excited about it because, I went like straight out of high school into like a serious relationship. And so I was really excited about it. I thought that it was going to be like the shit. And honestly, it did not nourish me.
No.
It was like, that's not for me. Like, I am super happy for these people who are happy with like getting to know new people constantly and trying out and like dating and, one night stands. And, but not for me.
Dating, to be honest with you, is actually exhausting. At first, it's enjoyable because you're like, oh my god, something new, adventure, fun stuff.
I get to dress up.
Exactly, cute outfits. But then it's like exhausting, and it's like, yo, why are there so many losers out there?
Oh my god, we should have a podcast just of like stupid like
I have stories.
Me too.
And it's just like, why are people like not using brain? Like they're using one brain cell as opposed to like all their brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree with you. What nourishes you and what actually don't. I was so excited to get back into the dating world, and then I quickly realized F this. So I got exhausted quite quickly, and anyway, I'm happy where
No, after my dating like little period, like I was so exhausted, I just went back to my ex. And we did like another like 10 years or something after that.
Oh my god.
And when I finally like, no, that's enough, and I left, I didn't even try. I was like, it was the first time that I gave zero shit about romance. Like, nope, I was not like, nope, I'm just gonna, if it happens, then yay, but I'm not doing anything to pursue it.
So actually, this question works with that nicely. Is there a kind of nourishment that only comes from the connection? So going back to your ex or something, or physical, emotional, or both, or what does it look like for you?
So yeah, for sure. So again, I think the situation I've been in has made me rely a lot on like intellectual connection. So that connection is super important to me.
Yeah.
But I've also learned how super important sexual connection is.
Yeah.
I am of the firm belief that as long as you want your partner, you're probably going to want to work on things. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on what you need to be working on.
Yeah. What are the issues?
Yeah, like depends on what the issues are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's definitely like that connection is huge.
Yeah. I think for me, connection period nourishes me, because whether it's with friends, family, my dog, my partner, I feel nourished. This weekend, like some stuff happened with work, and I explained to you, like I have a reaction, and then I feel empty. So I was empty, and in a good way. Like I didn't feel, I was ready to receive almost. And then my sister needed me. And so because I was ready to receive and like my cup was available almost, she needed it. So she filled my cup, she filled my cup, she filled my cup. And then afterwards she was worried that she had overfilled it. And she's like, "Are you okay though?" And I'm like, "I'm good. I'm here for you," because I could. And that nourished me. Even though normally if my cup had been full, it would have been too much, because she had a lot. She needed that support. And I think that's definitely the emotional, but the physical, like again, like that, like I said, like that hug, like that nearness. Like I actually, sometimes weeks get tough. And before you know it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I get busy. I plan my weeks. I see my friends. I have stuff to do with my condo, like all these things. And then it's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in like 4 days." And I literally have messaged and I've said, "I feel disconnected," because I need that physical. Even though we may talk every day over text, it's still not the same.
No.
Phone call helps. It does. But it's still not the same. So I give you lots. I don't know how you do it. I don't think I would be able to.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it.
I'm like, "Dude, it's been 4 days. Come hug me." I'm a needy bitch. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm super needy too, but somehow, I don't know. I think, I scare myself probably with the neediness. So it's like that distance is good because of that. But
I think it's okay to be needy, and especially in a relationship. Again, to a point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In a relationship, if you're with someone who meets you where you're at, your neediness it works.
Yeah, but I mean, in a way, it becomes it doesn't really become neediness because it's being met.
Exactly.
So you don't really need anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so how do you know in your body when you're depleted versus when you're actually fed? If you have a trigger or something you notice?
I don't know. Like, I actually don't know if I feel it in my body. Like, I mean, physically, like if I'm like physically nourished, I don't think I see a difference. I do see very much a difference, like intellectually or emotionally.
Yeah, you're more in your mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just funny because I can be a very physical person, but I can turn it off like this.
Yeah.
When it's on, though, then it's
watch out.
But yeah, so like definitely like there's this like kind of like emptiness here when I don't have that connection, that emotional or intellectual connection.
I feel it in my nervous system. I actually, like, I think I mentioned in another session, I've started to actually recognize when I'm triggered or missing, something's wrong, I need something. and when literally everything is chill. So like that was last week. Like I had that physical reaction. I literally cried, and then I like felt it almost like peace.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so nice, and I still feel that. So
I like that.
nervous system.
I think I can relate a little bit to that too. Yeah.
It could also just be with practice. I feel like we've been talking about
Yeah,
it every
for
week.
sure.
That I'm
That
like,
makes
it's
a
in the
big-
back of my mind. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
for sure. I'm like constantly like the kids will say something. I'm like, oh, that's your nervous system, and they're not annoyed yet.
Okay.
But like they will get there because like like I've been like recommending yoga to them constantly, and they're so freaking annoyed with that. So the nervous system's coming.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you tend to know what you need, or do you only notice in hindsight?
Both. Definitely both. Yeah. Because like there's some stuff that I will know like right off the bat. Like I need this. Like I need to have a conversation. I need to be able to connect with you. Like I need. And there's some stuff that you get it, and you're like, oh my god, I needed this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or like, like a night with friends drinking wine, chatting. Like, like, oh my god, I needed this. Like, and
Yeah.
yeah. So
Sometimes I think it's normal to feel a bit of both,
yeah, I think
right?
so.
Because sometimes you may not notice. Oh, hi. You may not notice exactly to the extent you need it.
Yeah.
And then it's like you have like it fully empty.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
It fully fills up, and you're
I
like,
had that
wow.
feeling like, oh yeah, like, oh my god, I needed this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, kitty. She's like, nope,
No, oh, she's like, I wanted just my tail on the camera.
silly cat, and she's super fluffy.
Yes.
Okay, now we're moving into part 2. So intimacy as nourishment. So this is interesting. Okay. So is intimacy, so whether physical or emotional, something you actively seek out as a form of nourishment? Is one more or of an afterthought, one more important for you?
It's definitely more of an afterthought. I mean, I do seek out emotional intimacy. I do, like, I do like physical intimacy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there was a time in my life where I thought I didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought, but that's a completely different story. But what I actually like seek out, like I seek out the emotional, like that connection, that like I don't know, like that being able to have the deep conversation. That, I think that's what I seek out. The physical tends to be a bonus.
Yeah. Very beautiful. I think if you have only physical, you're not doing good.
Yeah.
I think physical can be fun, but it very quickly will not be enough. So the emotional for me is a big part of intimacy. Because if you have the emotional, then the physical is just like it's like a flower blooming.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. No, it's definitely like it's a completely different
completely
story.
different, right? When you know your partner is there for you.
I think that's what I
enjoy.
didn't like about dating. Like, you don't know the person well enough. Like, in the beginning of a relationship, it's like, I don't know, like, it's, you don't really ask for what you like. You're, like, still trying to get to, like, I don't know, like, every, like, connection, like, the physical and the, like, emotional, but, like, is so much stronger after you've been with someone for a while. Like,
Absolutely. And it's hard to... Like, the idea that people become friends first and then they start dating, that's hard in nowadays, right? Because you have online dating. And there's the idea that, I have so little time, especially if you have time, like, you want to have babies, kids, whatever.
Yeah.
I get that, but I really think that if you can find both physical and emotional, then you're Gucci.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most people need both.
I think so, yeah.
Like the level of what they need from it might be different, but I think they do need both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Can you have emotional intimacy without physical intimacy and vice versa? What's the difference in how they feel?
Yes,
Kind of
definitely.
related.
Definitely. In my case, I can have emotional intimacy without physical intimacy.
Okay.
I've had friends of the opposite sex whom I've had very strong, like it was very intimate, like emotionally, like a lot of sharing of very deep things that was not like physical, like there was no physical intimacy involved. And it kind of, it worked. Obviously, when you're in a relationship, you can't really hold on to the friendships, these types of friendships in the same way, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's harder. Right?
No,
'Cause
yeah,
you
because-
prioritize your partner.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to be so vulnerable with someone outside of your relationship. Again, depends on agreements. It depends on what's right for you. As far as for me, that's how I feel. So, I definitely don't have that now, but I think it's a lot more possible. I think a lot of people can have physical intimacy without the emotional one. Actually, the same person that I was talking to about that I've had like very emotional, not physical intimacy with, he actually described to me the opposite that he's had with people in his past, where like it is very intimate. It's not just sex, but somehow it's not like associated with emotions. Like it's.
Interesting. So it can happen where
It can happen both ways. It's not for me, like the way my mind works, like it works one way, but not the other. Yeah.
That's your easier way anyway.
Yeah.
I think I agree. You can have emotional intimacy without physical intimacy, but for me,
I mean, it's way richer to have both.
yes, but to be honest, for me, it's actually tough to have the emotional intimacy. Like, without physical intimacy.
Oh, well, hello.
Hi. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then, that was something. Now you
Now we have a butt.
Excuse me.
Butt here.
Excuse me. Okay. Oh.
Hello.
You are.
Like for me, I have a really hard time bonding with people unless if they're friends. And if I friend zone them, then we're friend zoned for life. Like I have a really hard time like getting out of the friend zone.
Oh, for sure.
Like unfriend zone people. And then like I guess I'm kind of weird like that. Like if we are emotionally intimate, then we're gonna be physically intimate. Like
Okay, yeah.
and it's because we're seeing each other. Otherwise we're friends. Like and I'm only gonna be emotionally like
But like you can be kind of emotionally intimate with a friend, I feel.
it can be, yeah.
Yeah, like it depends, I guess, what we consider intimacy that way.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, that's actually, I feel like it's like a definition game.
It is.
Yeah. Because like when you said that, I felt like, well, I'm kind of like that too, but at the same time I'm not, but it's because of like the definition that I chose while I was talking
Made
about
sense
it, right?
to you, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question. Is there a version of intimacy, even outside a partnership, that you don't give yourself enough credit for as nourishment? So intimacy as nourishment.
Okay.
So for example, deep friendships,
pretty much what we're just talking about, the definition, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So I saw this and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, let's move on because the question makes sense. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think we just finished talking about that. Yeah, there's definitely in my mind with my definition of intimacy, a lot of nourishing intimate relationships that are not partnerships and are not sexual.
But it nourishes your soul.
You know, yes, for
so
sure.
It brings intimacy.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Emotional.
And there's like this intimacy of like that closeness, right? Like that, like that connection can be so deep with someone without it being about the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you can have like people that you just connect with and you can have like the craziest conversations. I don't know, like you can have these conversations and not really like agree with like half of what they say and still really connect to what they say, you know, like.
No, I totally get that. And see, it's interesting. People like that, in my head, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Totally friends. So they will become friends or a conversation, but friends or acquaintances. I could never, like, for people like that, if I'll know automatically if I have the ick by having conversations with people.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you're saying, like if like there's something you just don't agree with and whatever, but you still find a conversation deep, then it's like ick relationship wise, but like really deep and connected friendship wise. Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So that's interesting. So what makes intimacy feel nourishing versus what makes it feel draining or hollow?
Well, I don't think true intimacy feels draining or hollow.
Why?
Because in my view, like, I guess like being intimate with someone is like sharing, like it's like a two-way connection.
Okay.
I think that there's kind of like relationships that can feel kind of intimate, but I would not consider them intimate. That might be very draining.
Okay.
Like people that you're very close to, but that kind of like absorb your energy. They're not really intimate relationships in my, like.
It could also be the type of, because you're an introvert, right?
Yeah.
So people who take, for you, that may limit the intimacy.
Sure.
In terms of relationship, right?
Yeah, it could be.
As you said that, I'm like, yeah. Like I know some people where I'm like, shoot, I can only see them once every couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's draining. Like it's actually exhausting to me. So I could never.
I tend to like detach myself from people like that. Yeah, but like in my case, like I don't know really how to have like very casual friendship. Like I can have more or less casual friendship, but most of my friends are kind of like, I don't know, they kind of all like are on the BFF kind of level, like, or like, so I don't really get like that intimate feeling from people that drain me.
That's nice. That's actually really nice. Okay, part 3. So now we're talking about conversations that make it possible or impossible. Okay. How do you actually ask for what you need, either from a partner or a friend or for yourself? Is it easy or hard?
So hard. So very hard. I've gotten better.
Okay.
Definitely to the point where I feel almost kind of demanding half the time now because I'm like, no, this is not what I need. I've definitely been better at saying what I need from a partner than from friendship. Again, boundaries with men versus women.
What makes it that hard for you? Like, what is getting in the way?
You know, like I was going to say not wanting to hurt people, but then I realized that that's not, like, that's the, like, superficial answer.
That's not actually there.
Like, there's deeper than that is more about my image.
Your image.
I want to be that, that good person. Like, I, like, completely, like, it's kind of making a realization right now as we speak that it's kind of like, it's not like really like altruistic or anything like that. Like, it's just I want to be seen as that giving person. I want to be like, I want to be like recognized as someone that
gives. But people, and this is me asking you, do you not think that even people who give still need? Like, people who are still giving, don't they need help from others sometimes?
Yes, I definitely need help sometimes. I don't like asking for it, though. I kind of like, just like, wait around, hoping it's offered. I've gotten good at accepting help. I didn't used to be good at that. Like, I used to not be able to accept help. Now people will offer me help, and I'll be like, all right, yes.
Yes, help me.
So, slow progress. But yeah, and again, like the needs, like I had the friendship that, taught me a lot about expressing what I need. I mean, my relationship right now, I'm not sure like where it's going or what's happening, but I've definitely gotten very good at expressing maybe a little bit too much of what I need, like long paragraphs that don't get read because I'm going on too much.
I find that tough because you're in a long distance. So unfortunately, that's how you have to communicate, right? So they do have to get read at some point, like requirement, because it's important because you don't have that in person. Yeah.
There's the language barrier too, which like not like if I want something, like if I'm like serious, like I'm serious if I write in Spanish. Oh, because it's like you have no excuse. You have no excuse at this point.
Now.
So I've become that person who fights in Spanish.
That's very interesting, and I hope as you just realized it now, and I hope this is your path.
That realizing that I'm not as good of a. Well, it's not that I'm not. It's like it's just like my motivations are less pure. Yeah, my motivations are less pure than I thought. Yeah,
I think for myself, I'm getting much better about what I need, especially from a partner. From friends, I do have a hard time because I have my family and my partner who I normally ask for help from. They're almost like my first. Yeah. And then if something happens and I need my friends, because I don't ask them often, I know they'll pull through. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, you never ask. If you're asking, it's because you need something.
And I think often, like, the type of things you ask from different people are different.
Exactly. The ones who have the capacity to, like, for example, if I need to drive somewhere, I'll ask one that has a car.
Yeah.
Right? Or the one who has, like, emotional availability when I'm, like, feeling I need to really talk about something deep, I'll talk to her. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think it really depends. And I think what gets in my way, I push myself a lot. I know I've said that. Like, I push myself a lot. So I tell myself that, I don't need help. Or I don't need things from people because I can do it all myself.
You get a little bit of pride from that, right?
I did it. I did it all by myself.
Oh my God,
and
that's
amazing.
Me.
And I'm awesome. And
I moved this furniture by myself down the stairs and I didn't die.
But I will say you are just as awesome and you are just as amazing by after having had help as well. Yeah. And this is what I'm realizing, because I'm like you, I'm like, I will do everything myself because I can. I'm a strong, independent woman.
And then you like brag about it.
But I want to take more space in that feminine side that allows space for the help.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to do.
So like, I'm kind of gonna go off topic a little bit because you said the feminine side, and I just kind of like, so like I've listened to a lot of podcasts and stuff that talk about your masculine energy versus your feminine energy, and I cannot agree enough with it, except that the titles we give it like feel a little off, you know? But I think we give it those titles because, like, it's easy to relate to, like saying this is feminine versus this is masculine. But, like, yeah, so I find that as women, we are very much encouraged to take on a lot of the masculine energy while still keeping everything about our feminine energy, like, intact. And that becomes very hard to do.
It's very hard. It's very, very hard. And I think it takes practice and also recognition of what's going on, what's why.
Balance.
Yeah.
And giving some stuff to other people.
And I think it's also asking, like I'm full circle. I think it's being able to ask for what you need from your loved ones.
Yeah.
Because that makes it softer. It allows space for others to help you. You don't have to be always activated, always there, always doing everything yourself. If I look at this next question, what happens in the body when a need goes unspoken for too long? Exhaustion, burnout, physical negative reactions. You get sick, depression. All these things can take an impact. You start from...
It might actually be like your physical health. You can start having your immune system can suffer from it. Like
it'll crash.
Yep.
So I truly... I'm realizing that really have to listen and let others help, because we are not alone. We will never be alone. We are loved. We are cared about. We are
you
cared
think about
for.
this like overpopulated planet, like why do we think we're alone? Like
We're not.
there's enough people out there. Someone should be able to help us.
And people out there care for us. Like, you are lovable. And, like, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's I require hugs from my dog, shit, I'm gonna take it. Because if it goes unspoken, yeah.
I like to cuddle the cat.
Exactly. We'll take our pets. They will cuddle us. It's forced cuddle.
She likes it, damn it.
Exactly. Okay, we're moving on to part 4.
Okay.
Limits, agreements, and what's healthy to share.
Okay.
I think this is a nice topic.
Yeah. It's a topic that I feel like,
yeah, like it's worth like existing a little bit, because I think this could hit a lot of people. Okay, question 1. Not every intimate conversation is always healthy. So what for you makes a conversation about desire or intimacy actually feel useful versus something that makes you feel worse?
That's really good. So I think there's a lot of times when if you're either like single and not in a relationship, or you're maybe in a relationship that's not going so well, that you might be tempted to like kind of talk it out with someone. I was going to say from the opposite sex, but not necessarily if you are, if you're gay, same sex matters too.
Yes.
I'm just saying like someone who you might be attracted to, or they're feeling attracted to you. I think these intimate conversations can be really risky.
Yeah.
You can definitely start feeling worse because if it's something that is not real, for whatever reason, whether it's the person's not available, the person, like, it's not something that's going to happen, or, it's someone that you like having this conversation with but couldn't see yourself actually be with. I feel that having intimate conversations that way could be very unhealthy, can make you feel empty, can make you feel kind of, like I say questioning things, but questioning things is not necessarily a bad thing, but there's just ways of doing it.
Yeah.
I also think that not everyone needs to, know every detail about you, and that if you're sharing something that doesn't feel comfortable sharing, then that's not healthy.
Yeah. You don't have to share, right? Because you're not willing to. That's it.
Yeah.
I love this question because I feel like I'm going to say recently, but I guess it's been the past year that I've realized for me what is very important with intimate conversations or any type of conversation. It's, I mentioned earlier, non-judgmental,
Yes.
respectful, and acknowledging what you're saying. You may not agree.
Yeah.
You may have different viewpoints, and we can talk about those after.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the feelings I'm having with this. Acknowledge that I don't like this. Acknowledge that you even hear me. Like, hey, I hear you.
Yeah.
Right? And that, for me,
There's
amazing.
usually like some point that you can like hang on to, that you can agree when someone tells you something. It could be like, oh, I hadn't looked at it this way. My impressions are very different. Like my experiences are very different, but I find it really like interesting that you said such and such a thing, and it's like caused me to like think about it in a completely different way. And it doesn't mean you're going to change your mind, but you're admitting that you're thinking about it. Like you're admitting that you're actually like, bringing your brain out for a jog to try to kind of understand that person.
And I think in any conversation, communication is so important, where both people need to feel heard in a good conversation. And if you don't feel you're being heard, this conversation is going to go negative. So I think that conversations that leave me feeling worse, it's when I don't feel heard. And that freaking bothers me. I don't talk to convince people.
No.
I do talk for people to hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
No, that's true. I've had a few conversations where I would like regret sharing.
Yeah, because they didn't hear me. Or they got the wrong thing.
Yeah, or you're just thinking, you get that feeling of like, oh, I overshared. And you don't get a feeling of you overshared when the reaction is correct.
It's the good, safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the goal. Okay, next question. There's a difference between sharing vulnerably and sharing in a way that creates comparison or insecurity. Have you noticed that there's a line there?
Actually, I had not noticed. But I am thinking about it now, and I can definitely see that sometimes people share in a way that is more about like putting themselves in a superior position.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't stay friends with those type of people very long. So I don't feel like I've experienced that very often. I mean, I do. I can think of one person.
Yeah.
Kind of people that one up you.
I think if you're being vulnerable, it's really hard, and it could be an insecurity. At least that's the way I'm reading this. Because it's scary to be vulnerable, right? You're showing others, like a side of you that not everyone sees, right? And it's the idea of being rejected, or like, let's say you're open up and your partner compares you with an ex. Oh, I hated that so much.
Oh my god.
Like, oh, my ex did this, or like, you're not like that. Why don't you do that? Well, the door's over there.
Even if they're comparing you to an ex that did something, like, well, at least you don't do that, I still like, no.
I hate the comparison because I'm not that person. And
it's like, well, maybe I will do that one day. Like, don't put that on me that at least I don't do that. Like, maybe I will.
I think this question, the root of this question is good communication.
Mm-hmm.
I think with good communication, you can share if something is an insecurity.
Yeah.
You can share if something, or just share things or be vulnerable, but you don't have to compare. And I think that's the line. It's how to have a good, positive communication with others, especially an intimate partner.
I think I might be like guilty of this. Because I feel that there's times when like I'm insecure about something and I'll feel like I need to explain why I'm insecure. And I'll be like, well, in my previous relationship, like this led to blah, blah, blah. And this is why. And so like it is kind of like a comparison. It's like,
no, you're expressing why you have an insecurity. You're not saying, I wish it was like this or you're like this.
no, but it's still like a little bit of, I probably should be able to express my insecurity without like pinning it.
True, unless if they ask you why do you have this, then
Yeah.
you can explain.
So just a thought that came up.
Interesting thought. So in relationships, sometimes there's an unspoken question. What is okay to share between friends and what belongs between partners? Do you notice a difference? How do you navigate that? Is it based on agreement?
That's actually something that I think about a lot. I would love to have agreements in my relationship. I think that comes a lot with the whole like weird in social situation type of thing. I like things to be very clear. So, you know, that clarity would be amazing. I often, like, I've ended up backing away from a lot of my friendships with men. And honestly, for no other reason than I wasn't sure if it was comfortable. But not knowing, you know, this making the decision for myself, and I don't regret it. For one thing, like when you think that you have good guy friends, and as soon as you've posted photos on social media with your boyfriend, all of a sudden they're distant and weird with you, you kind of don't really want to continue with that friendship. But so like other than that, I have like definitely like distanced myself a lot because I feel this level of, is this respectful to my partner? But I would much rather have the conversation and know like
What their thoughts are on this?
Yeah.
I think that automatically you will navigate them based on your past experiences, what you think is best. But I think that, especially if you're in a new relationship with an intimate partner, if those navigations go wrong or it's something is odd than what they think, it will automatically bring conversations and an agreement will be landed. So I feel that maybe for you, because you're long distance, you haven't had that experience to experience and automatically have to build those agreements.
Well, it's also like each time I try to have this conversation, it's always like, whatever, I trust you. Which
But that's not the goal. You're trying to...
because I'm trying to figure out like what the right thing is. Like, yeah, I'm totally like trustworthy. That's not an issue. The issue is like, am I being disrespectful to you?
Yeah.
In your opinion, if I do this or do that. So instead, I kind of go with what I would want, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I like clear boundaries and agreements sound nice to me.
It does. I kind of like that. Yeah. Okay, does talking about these things publicly, so like in podcasts, such social media and culture, feel healthy to you? Or does the way we tend to talk about intimacy often miss the mark for you? what would be better? What would a public conversation look like? Better?
Well, here, like, I think exactly conversations. So, like, not preaching, like, these types of things tend to miss the mark. Not always. Like I said, there was that radio show. But then she took in phone calls. So, again, there was more of a conversation,
Yeah.
right? I think definitely we are seeing more and more healthy conversations related to sex. The problem is it's also kind of, the flip side is also happening.
Yeah.
There's less middle ground. I guess it's either like really healthy or really unhealthy.
Yeah, and I think you need to figure out, like, maybe a balance is needed. I think the question is how these types of conversations are portrayed and who is the audience, right? Because these types of conversations should not be for children.
No. Well, depending on marriage,
I guess.
and depending on the conversation.
There you go. See?
Yeah. Because I was just like, I was thinking like, there's some stuff like, some children start having some feelings very young.
This is true. Yeah.
There's also something to be said about learning to normalize some things, not the details, but some of the things before, the hormones kick in and make it awkward. So, but again, like I think different conversations for different platforms, different, audiences.
Everything, yeah. I think you hit the nail on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a really intense conversation. Very good, though. A lot to think about. So what we're going to do a little takeaway. We're going to take a moment, do a little bit of deep breaths, and with 3 questions in mind, or 1. The first would be, what do I need emotionally right now that I haven't been giving myself? Another option could be, what do I need in connection from someone in my life that I haven't asked for? And what would it feel like to actually receive that? So emotional connection and feeling. Okay, so make sure you're somewhere comfortable. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. Pause and hold and release. We'll do about 5 of those. Okay, so take one last deep breath. Yeah, so the goal of a practice like this is to just notice. You don't need to do anything. Notice what comes, and that's the beginning.
Thank you so much for this. And thank you for listening. This chapter maybe is asking a little bit more from you as far as, I guess, like digging a bit deeper.
For sure.
So I just wanted to thank you for sticking around with us and doing that. And just a reminder that we have the boutique at www.sanctuary-of-wings.com, where you can find a lot of our resources, and a lot of them are free. There is also a lot of workbooks and journals available on Amazon. There's links to that on our websites too, along with our daily journaling prompts.
So with that, next week we're doing still in the same chapter.
Yeah, the finale, I believe.
Yeah, and it's going to be going further into intimacy itself. So what it means across different seasons of life and what it looks like to stay curious about connection rather than settling into distance. Dun, dun, dun.
I like it. So until then, may you find what feeds you and have the courage to reach for it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Dun, dun, dun.